this one's special. I oftentimes think that baby blankets are underappreciated for everything that they do. A baby blanket can be a family heirloom, created by an older generation, given to a baby, and then passed down to a whole other generation, which is so incredibly amazing. It can be a timeless keepsake, an object that provides precious memories that you hold on to into adulthood. I have adult friends who remember their baby blankets, and whenever they are around their baby blanket, even as an adult, they are just overcome by feelings of comfort and peace. And it's something that no other object can really offer to you. It's such a beautiful thing. So when it comes to making a baby blanket, don't just crochet something, make a memory. And that is what I tried to encompass with the Lost in Time baby blanket. I wanted to make a memory. And that's why every bit of this project is very special, including the two colors that I chose for this project. I chose Bernat Softy Baby in the color Little Mouse, which is a soft brown color, and also Bernat Softy Baby in the color Antique White. Both of these colors are gender neutral, so you could use either color for a boy or a girl and it'll be perfect. This is also a great project. If you don't know the gender of the baby, maybe mom and dad are trying to be surprised on the big day, and you don't have to worry. This project will work for either gender. The level crochet project that this blanket is an advanced beginner project. It's a 2-row repeat, works up super fast, is so beautiful. The border to this blanket is just stunning. I can't wait for you to see it. The terms for this pattern are US terminology. The blanket itself is a receiving blanket size. If you are interested in making this blanket in any other size, I do have a video that I'll put a link to right here that can help you to adjust the size of this blanket to meet whatever size you would like to make it. This is a multiple stitch count requirement of a multiple of 2 + 1. Hopefully that helps. Check out my videos. I have a couple that will help you out with that information. All right. What I'm super excited about with this project, even more so than anything else, is I was able to provide you this project in a kit form. I was able to find this yarn in the quantity, so I could help you out and just have everything put together for you, everything you're gonna need, the exact amounts you're gonna need to make this baby blanket, a receiving size baby blanket, 40 inches wide, 40 inches long. The kit will include all the yarn you need. It'll include the crochet hook, the yarn needle, the pattern, everything you need to make this project. It'll all be in this kit, ready to go. I have 2 different colors. I have the antique white color, so pretty. And also the little mouse color. All you have to do is hop onto my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, go under my kit section, and you will find this kit under the Lost in Time baby blanket. Oh, I'm so excited. This blanket is stunning. You're gonna love this. You're going to be so excited. Whoever receives this is gonna be so excited. And my goal, what my whole intention was for this project, was to become that timeless family heirloom. The materials that you are going to need to make the Lost in Time baby blanket will include 5 skeins of the Bernat Softy Baby yarn. Now again, the colors that I used was Antique White and Little Mouse. You'll need the crochet hook size H8, 5mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, tapestry needle, a pair of scissors. Is there anything else? Optional measuring tape, but everything else is right there. All right, guys. I cannot wait for you to get started. So let's go ahead and dive right into actually making this Lost in Time baby blanket. We begin by taking the crochet hook. It is a size H8 or 5mm crochet hook. You will also take the yarn, 1 skein of yarn, We begin with a tail that's about 3-4 inches long, just long enough to weave in our ends at the end of the project, just to clean things up. Create your slip knot, attach your crochet hook, and we're ready to begin. You start by chaining 135 chains loosely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 133, 134, 135. Great, we are now ready for row 1 of our blanket. Row 1 of our blanket, you're going to make 1 single crochet in the second chain from your crochet hook. So 1, 2, single crochet, chain 1, skip the next chain, and single crochet in the following chain. Chain 1, skip the next chain, and single crochet in the following chain. This is going to be the repeat pattern for row 1. All you're going to do across this entire chain is chain 1, skip a chain, and single crochet in the next chain. All right, go ahead and continue this pattern, and I'll meet you at the end of row 1 to show you what we do next. Chain 1, skip a chain, single crochet in the next chain. Great, and in the very last chain, you're going to make 1 single crochet. And that closes row 1. We are now finished with row 1. You will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work, or turn and then chain 3, whichever way you want to do it. It's the same thing. This chain 3 counts as your very first double crochet plus chain 1. You will hop over the first 2 stitches, so skipping 1, skipping 2, looking for that chain 1 space here. So finding that chain 1 space. In that chain 1 space, we will make our first soft bobble stitch. Here we go. You will yarn over, insert your crochet hook into that chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, and then pause, leaving 2 loops on our crochet hook. Yarn over, insert our crochet hook back into that same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops, leaving us with 3 loops on our crochet hook. Let's do that one more time. So yarn over, insert our crochet hook into that same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops on our crochet hook, and that will leave us with 4 loops on our crochet hook. You will yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on our crochet hook, and that creates your soft bobble stitch. Great! Chain 1, skip the single crochet stitch, look for the next chain 1 space, and let's make our next soft bobble stitch. So yarn over, insert our crochet hook into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2, yarn over, insert our crochet hook back into that same chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2. Now we're left with 3 loops on our crochet hook. We need to do this one more time. Yarn over, insert our crochet hook into the chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through only 2 loops on our crochet hook, and that leaves us with 4 loops on our crochet hook. You really want to wait until you have 4 loops on your crochet hook. That's a great gauge for you to look for. Then you're going to chain 1 and pull through all 4 loops on your crochet hook. Chain 1. You're going to continue this pattern all the way across row 2. I will meet you at the end of row 2 to show you how to get onto row 3. One, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through. And at the very end here, at the very end of row 2, you do not chain 1 after your cluster. You will just dive right into the next stitch, making 1 double crochet stitch. That's it. And that's how you finish row 2. Now let's dive right into row 3. For row 3, you will chain just 1, chain 1, turn your work, and now we are ready for row 3. Single crochet in the very first stitch, chain 1, hop over this first soft bobble stitch, find the chain 1 space between the bobbles and single crochet in that chain 1 space. Chain 1, hop over the soft bobble stitch, single crochet in the chain 1 space. Chain 1, hop over the soft bobble stitch, single crochet in the chain 1 space. That is the new repeat pattern for row 3. Go ahead and continue this repeat pattern all the way across. I will meet you at the end of row 3 to show you what to do next. Oh, great. So when we get to the end of row 3, you're going to make your single crochet here in that chain 1 space. But then you're going to also single crochet in the second chain of the chain 3 that started the last row. We do that to square off the row. It gives that really nice point, that 90-degree angle we are looking for. If you forget to make this single crochet stitch in the second chain of this chain 3, then your work will look like this. And what will happen is as you are working, all of a sudden there'll be this look right here where it's starting to cave in, and then your blanket is actually going to start angling inward, and you don't want that. So make sure that at the very end of this single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 row, that you always single crochet in the second chain to close off the row. Great, and then you're all set up to move on to row 4. Row 4, you will chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, great, and all you're doing is repeating row 2 where you will skip the first 2 stitches, 1, 2, look for that chain 1 space and make your first bobble stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops and chain 1. You got this. So you'll notice that there's a pattern. For every even row, you will notice that all even rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, have the soft bobbles. For every odd number row, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, you'll have the single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one. That will help guide you in counting your rows because you want to continue these patterns, row 2 and row 3, all the way through row 96. So to count your rows, you can count the soft bobble stitches and just count by twos. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and continue on. It makes it really easy peasy for you to know what row you are on and how many more you need to make before you are done making the inner body of this blanket. So go ahead and continue repeating row 2, row 3, row 2, row 3, ending at the end of row 96. I will meet you there to show you how we move on to making the border. You're doing great. Keep up the amazing work. Great, I have just finished with row 96. You will want to make sure that your 96th row is a row 3 repeat. So that last row you just finished with needs to be the single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet row. All right, great. We do not cut our yarn for the border. We just move right into it. We transition from the main body of the blanket straight into the border. You will begin by chaining 2. 1, 2. That chain 2 does not mean anything other than it helped get us to row 1 of our border. These do not count as a stitch. Go ahead and rotate your blanket. Perfect. For row 1 of our border, let's go ahead and do this together. 1 double crochet in the very first stitch. 1 double crochet in the second stitch, 1 double crochet in the chain 1 space, 1 double crochet in the single crochet stitch. So I think you're getting the point, but basically you're putting 1 double crochet stitch in each stitch all the way across. Perfect. Go ahead and continue doing this. I will meet you at the corner to show you how we work the corners. Okay, so coming up on the very last stitch here for the top of the blanket or the main corner, you're going to put 3 double crochets in that last stitch. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So why 3? Well, the first double crochet of the corner will count as the very last stitch for this side of the blanket. The second double crochet stitch counts as your turning stitch to help get you on this side. And then your third double crochet stitch actually counts as your very first stitch for this side of the blanket. So let's go ahead and rotate the blanket so we can start working along the side of our blanket. Okay, working along the sides of our blanket is the most tricky part of the whole border process. When it comes to this particular pattern, we have 2 different alternating rows. We have the bobble stitch row, and then we have the row in between the bobble stitches that is the single crochet, chain 1, skip 1 row. If you're struggling to see these rows, you can easily take your work and stretch it out, and that will help you to identify where your rows are. Okay, so here's your bobbles, and then here's your single crochet, chain 1, skip 1. Bobble, single crochet, chain 1, skip 1. At least this technique really helps me if I'm struggling to find my row. If you are working the side of a bobble stitch row, you will make 2 double crochets. If you're working the side of a single crochet row, you will make 1 double crochet. So let's do this together. The very last row of this blanket, row 96, was the single crochet row. So I only make 1 double crochet in the side of that row. And that was the very last of the 3 double crochets for my corner. So I move straight to the bobble stitch row. My bobble stitch row gets 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Okay, in between my bobbles, I have my single crochet row, and I will just make 1 double crochet. 1. Got my bobble stitch. 1, 2, and again, if you need to stretch them out so you can see your rows, make sure you do so. The in-between single crochet row gets 1 double crochet. Okay, bobble stitch gets 2, 1, 2, and then the in-between single crochet row gets 1. All right, continue repeating this pattern all the way down the side of your blanket, and I will meet you at the next corner to work that corner with you and then show you how to work the bottom of the blanket. When you're working with the bottom of the blanket, we're going to notice that it has a lot of the chain 1 spaces here, and the bottom stitch, or just the 1 loop that is left over, or if you have 2 loops here, that's fine as well. But it looks a little bit different, and that's okay. I just wanted to address this with you. You're going to make a double crochet stitch in the chain 1 space. Then you'll make a double crochet stitch in that single crochet. Then a double crochet in the chain 1 stitch and a double crochet in the single crochet stitch. Just continue making 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across the bottom section of this blanket. Perfect. All right, last stitch here gets 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, let's go ahead and rotate the blanket so we can start working on our final side of this blanket. Okay, great. So this is the very last side that we're going to be working on before we close row 1 of our border. When it comes to the tail that we began this blanket with, I'm really just going to tuck it underneath because I want to weave that in at the end of the project with my yarn needle to make sure that that is securely woven in, opposed to just crocheting over it here on this section. So this side is going to be worked the exact same way the other side was worked, where you're making 2 double crochets in the side of a bobble stitch row and 1 double crochet in the side of the single stitch row. If you need to spread out your stitches in order to see where your rows are, it's very helpful. I highly recommend doing so. And then we just continue working this side exactly how we worked the other side. I will meet you in the final corner to show you how we close row 1 and move on to row 2 of our border. All right, almost there. Ending row 1. So making 2 double crochets here. Perfect, I'm in that corner space. There's already 1 stitch here. So I only need to make 2 double crochets to complete this corner. Remember that chain 2 does not count as a stitch, so treat it like it's invisible and doesn't exist. You will end row 1 of your border by slip stitching in the top of the first double crochet, just like that. And that closes off row 1 of our border. Okay, so now that I'm rotated, I'm ready to begin row 2 of our border. For row 2, you will begin by chaining 2, 1, 2. Again, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch. It just helps us to get to row 2. You will double crochet on top of the very first double crochet here. 1. The next stitch, you're going to do a front post double crochet. So you will yarn over, insert your crochet hook into the side of that stitch, go behind it and kind of pop it forward, yarn over, pull that yarn through, and then it's kind of like you're flossing behind that stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is your first front post double crochet stitch for this row. Kind of sticks out. Your next stitch will be a regular double crochet. So next double crochet stitch, going to double crochet on top of that stitch. Following stitch is a front post double crochet. So yarn over, inserting crochet hook behind that stitch, popping it forward, yarn over, pull through. Again, it's resting behind that stitch, so it's like you're flossing. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So the repeating pattern for row 2 of the border is double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet, front post double crochet. You will repeat this all the way across the top, and I will meet you in the corner to show you how we will work the corner stitches. Double crochet, front post double crochet. And regular double crochet. Perfect. Okay, we just came upon the 3 double crochets in the corner here. I just follow the pattern. So front post double crochet, regular double crochet, next stitch will be a front post double crochet. The second double crochet here in the middle will get 3 regular double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then that third double crochet of the corner will receive a front post double crochet, just following the pattern. There we go. All right, let's take a second, rotate our blanket so we can start working along this side. Great, now that we have rotated our blanket, we just continue working the pattern along this side of the blanket. So I ended here with a front post double crochet, so my next stitch will be a regular double crochet. Great, continue this pattern and I will meet you in the next corner to show you how we work that corner. Front post double crochet and regular double crochet. Perfect. Oh, we just came upon our 3 double crochet stitches in the corner. This is corner number 2 for round 2 of our blanket border. Following the pattern, I will front post double crochet around the first double crochet. In the second double crochet, I will make 3 regular double crochets. 1, 2, 3, And then just following the pattern in the third double crochet, I will make a front post double crochet. Perfect. So this is what you'll be looking at for corner 2 of round 2. Got a front post, 3 regular front post. Great, let me go ahead and shift my blanket, and then we'll move along this side of the blanket border, leading our way to corner number 3. Perfect. Now that we've rotated our blanket, we will just continue along the border following the pattern. So if my last stitch was a front post double crochet, then my next stitch will be a regular double crochet. And then you know the pattern, guys. Front post double crochet, regular double crochet. Repeat over and over across the row. I will meet you in corner number 3 to show you how we work corner number 3. Great, we are coming upon corner number 3 for round 2 of our blanket border. Just following the pattern here. Front post, regular double crochet, and here we are. Here are the 3 double crochet stitches here in the corner. So following my pattern, I will front post double crochet around the first double crochet, make 3 regular double crochets in the second double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then front post double crochet around the third double crochet stitch here. Perfect. This is what your corner should look like for corner number 3. If you're finding that your stitches are starting to curl forward during your project, try to loosen your stitches a bit. It is something that will naturally occur around the border of your blanket. You can either approach this one of 2 ways. 1, try to loosen your stitches, or 2, wait till the end of the project and just block your blanket, and that will make your edges, your border, lay flat. So I wanted to address that now in round 2 of your blanket border as we move forward, to just be aware of how tight your stitches are, and if you're noticing that your border is starting to curl, it's okay. All right, so go ahead and continue this pattern. Front post double crochet, regular double crochet in each stitch all the way down this side of the blanket. I will meet you in corner number 4 to show you how we close off round 2 of the border and begin round 3. Okay, we are coming upon the 4th and final corner for round 2 of our border. Following the pattern, regular double crochet. Here is the 3 double crochets here for the corner. So front post double crochet in the first, 3 regular double crochets in the second, 1, 2, 3, and our third double crochet already has a stitch on top of it because that was the very first stitch that began round 2 of our border. So we will simply just slip stitch on the top of the first double crochet. Remember, we are ignoring the chain 2, does not exist, and this is how we will close round 2 of our border. Okay, great. Before we dive into round 3 of our blanket border, I want to address the corners. If while we were working the corners, you noticed that your pattern was flip-flop from my pattern, maybe we came upon a corner and in my middle second double crochet, I made 3 regular double crochets, but according to your pattern, you needed to make 3 front post double crochets. That is perfectly fine. You didn't do anything wrong. It is absolutely okay if your pattern was flip-flop to my pattern. I just wanted to make sure that it was very clear when you came to that second double crochet that it is possible for you to either have 3 double crochets go in that stitch or 3 front post double crochets go into that stitch, and how to do that. I just want to make sure that you are not concerned that your pattern wasn't identical to my pattern. It is perfectly fine if our 2 corners or any of our corners, the patterns were flip-flop. don't even worry about it. So beginning round 3 of our blanket border, we will begin by chaining 2, 1, 2. Again, the chain 2 does not count as a stitch. For round 3, the pattern is exceedingly more simple. You will look at what the pattern was below, and if the stitch was a regular double crochet, you will make a regular double crochet. If the stitch was a front post double crochet, you will make a front post double crochet stitch. And continue on, referring to the stitch below. You will make a regular double crochet on top of a regular double crochet, and you will make a front post double crochet on top of a front post double crochet. What this will do is it will keep that front post very pronounced as we are increasing our rows for our border. Okay, so go ahead and continue this side of your blanket border, and I will meet you in the corner, and I'll show you how I work the corner for round 3. Double crochet on top of double crochet, front post double crochet on top of front post double crochet. Regular double crochet, front post double crochet. Perfect. Oh, great. I came upon the corner 3 double crochets right here, and I just continue working this pattern where next stitch is a regular double crochet, but in the center double crochet, that is where I will flip-flop it. I will continue the pattern. So front post, regular. The second double crochet, I will give 3 front post double crochets just to keep the pattern in sync. 2, 3, and the next stitch is a regular double crochet. Great. All right, let's take a second to rotate our blanket and continue working along this side. Okay, now that we've rotated our blanket, just continue with the pattern. Again, front post on top of front post, regular double crochet on top of regular double crochet, and I will meet you in the next corner to show you how I work that corner. Great, we've made it to corner number 2 of round 3 for our blanket border. Just following the pattern, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, made it to the corner 3 stitches here, 3 double crochets. Following the pattern, I'm going to make 1 regular double crochet in the first stitch, 3 front post double crochets in the second double crochet stitch here. 1, 2, 3, perfect. And if you look, it does have an appearance of stairs as they stack on top of each other. And then continuing the pattern, next double crochet will get a regular double crochet stitch. Perfect. Let's go ahead and rotate the blanket and start working on this side of the blanket border. Great, now that we've rotated our blanket, just keep continuing the pattern, focusing on that front post double crochet, regular double crochet combination, making 1 double crochet on top of a double crochet and 1 front post double crochet on top of a front post double crochet. And I will meet you in corner number 3 to show you how we work that corner. For corner 3 of round 3 of our border, just continuing with the pattern. All right, front post double crochet over the front post double crochet. We come upon the 3 double crochets for the corner. I'm going to make 1 regular double crochet in the first double crochet, 3 front post double crochets around the second double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And then for the third double crochet stitch, I'm just going to make 1 regular double crochet stitch on top of that stitch. So very much like corner number 2 for this round, round 3. And this is what we're looking at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate my blanket, start working along this side of the blanket border, and I will meet you in corner number 4 to show you how I end round 3 and begin round 4 of our blanket border. Corner number 4 for round 3 of our blanket border. Following the pattern, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, regular, oh, here's the 3 double crochets in my corner. So regular double crochet, second double crochet here, we'll get 3 front post double crochets, 1, 2, 3, great, and 1 regular double crochet for the third double crochet here. Great. And now we just slip stitch into the first double crochet of round 3 to close round 3. So this is what you'll be looking at right here. Let's take a second, rotate our blanket, and begin with round 4, our last row, and finishing up this entire blanket. Great, we are now on round 4 of our blanket border, the final round to finish up our blanket. Round 4 is made very, very much like round 3, where we are following the same type of pattern. We begin by chaining 2, again, does not count as a stitch. We will make a regular double crochet on top of any regular double crochet, and we will make a front post double crochet on top of any front post double crochet. Again, just continuing to keep that front post very pronounced and creating these very beautiful ridges across the border. The only real changes that you'll see for round 4 is the corners. The second double crochet of every corner, you will again flip-flop the pattern to keep the pattern consistent, and you will notice a difference in corner number 4 here as well. So go ahead and repeat the pattern all the way to corner number 1. I will meet you in corner number 1 to show you how I work that corner, and then corner number 2, corner number 3, and corner number 4. Corner number 1, just following the pattern up to that corner. Perfect. Oh, here's the 3, so I got 1 more stitch. There we go. Okay, so just met up with the 3 double crochets here in the corner. Following the pattern, I will begin with a front post double crochet. Second double crochet will receive 3 regular double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then front post double crochet in the third double crochet stitch. Take a second, rotate the blanket, continue the pattern this side of the blanket, and I will meet you in corner number 2 to show you how I work that corner. All right, here we are at corner number 2 for round 4 of our blanket border. Following our pattern, front post double crochet. Oh, came upon, oh, not quite at my 3 yet, right before the 3. So make sure you watch your stitches, otherwise you will miss one. Now I'm at my 3 front post double crochets. So I'm going to front post double crochet around the first front post double crochet. In the second front post double crochet, I will make 3 regular double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then in the third front post double crochet, so not that one, I just used that one, so third, I'm going to front post double crochet. Great. So following the pattern, if I knew that the 3 double crochets here in the corner were front post double crochets, then I know the first and the third double crochet will get a front post double crochet, but the second double crochet in the middle will get the opposite. In this case, it was 3 regular double crochets. All right, and then we're able to just rotate the blanket and continue working on this side. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rotate and then continue working the pattern, and I will meet you in corner number 3 to show you how I will work corner number 3, and then we will be off and almost done with our blanket. Great, so for corner number 3 of round 4 of our blanket border, again following the pattern, regular double crochet, front post double crochet, regular double crochet. Great, the middle 3 double crochets are all front post double crochets. So the very first double crochet stitch will get 1 front post double crochet. The second double crochet stitch will get 3 regular double crochets. 1, 2, 3, working it here, there we go, 3, and then the very last double crochet will receive a front post double crochet. Perfect, so this is what corner number 3 for round 4 will look like. Front post double crochet, 3 regular double crochets, and front post double crochet. I will now rotate my blanket, start working on the very last side of this blanket, and I will meet you in corner number 4 to show you how we close up round 4 of our blanket border and finish off our blanket. Fourth corner of our 4th round for our border. Let's close up this border and complete this blanket, guys. So we got a regular double crochet right here. Here is the 3 double crochets for my corner. I'm going to front post double crochet around the first. Make 3 regular double crochets in the second. 1, 2, 3, and front post double crochet in the third. Great. You will see that there is a stitch right here, a regular double crochet. So I will make a regular double crochet on top of that stitch right there. And then you just slip stitch in the top of the first double crochet to close off this round. And there we go. That is it. This is the end of round 4. We have finished our blanket. Go ahead and grab your scissors. Cut off a long enough tail for you to weave in your ends. Take your crochet hook, yarn over, pull that yarn through the loop, pull tight for a slip knot, and we are now done with our crochet hook. Grab your yarn needle, and I will take this, thread the yarn into the eye of the needle. I will actually take the needle and move from the front of the work to the back of the work, just so I can work in a section that is not going to be instantly visible to anyone viewing this blanket. And then how I weave in my ends is I will go between the strand. So see how the strand kind of breaks up into a couple different strips? I will move my needle between the yarn, not just looping it front and back. So I'll literally go between the yarn, going one direction. And that really helps get that yarn to securely stay put. And I will pull that through. And then I will come back upon itself There we go. Again, working between the yarn strands themselves. There we go. Pulling that through. There we go. Pulling that. Grabbing my scissors, cutting off the small little slack there. And that is woven in. Can't see anything. Come back to the original tail that we began the entire project with. Thread that through. And again, working between strands, going one way. And then I'll stretch it out a little bit before I come back, and then coming back. There we go. That's how I weave in my ends. If you have a way that you prefer better, feel free to use whatever technique you like to use to weave in your ends. And that is taken care of. It's gone. Great. All right, something you may notice in the process of making your blanket is the sides will curl. They'll want to curl, and that is just because our stitches are fresh, they're new, and they're tight. Don't even worry about that so much. If it is something that is troubling you, you can always block the blanket and the sides will stay flat for you. Time will relax your stitches. They're just really tight right now from being freshly crocheted. But there's your blanket. I hope you love it. All right, guys, what did you think of the Lost in Time baby blanket? What did you think of the inner body? What did you think of the border? Did you have any questions? Let me know in the comment section below this video. If you enjoyed this video, please push that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. That way you don't miss my upcoming videos. Check out my membership program. I have a couple levels. If you want a little bit more out of my channel, feel a little more involved in what's going on, my Crafters Gathering is incredible. We have so much fun. If you liked this video, let's keep it going. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, crocheting with me. I love crocheting with you. And remember, don't just crochet, make a memory. I'll see you guys with my next video.